Hey, welcome to the podcast. August 17 is when we got him. Neil Balme came on the damn show.
We've had a couple of Titans on the show today. Obviously, Neil Balme, legend, currently at the Richmond. Nobody really knows what he does at the Richmond Football Club. He's just ever present. He's like God.
He's the
omnipotent,
Godfather.
omniscient.
He walks in and everyone says, "What time is it?" And he says, "Balme time."
Balme time. Who's got a greater presence? Preston or Balme?
Great question. Well, you can be the judge because both of them are going head to head on this podcast, and I'm going to vote. Who would I vote for?
I think you're going for Balme.
I'm going
I've
for
never
Balme
seen
the
this
whole
sort of
way.
euphoria. We seem drugged up, Swanee.
There was an AFL.
Something about him. He's exactly the sort of man I like.
There was a version of AFL or NRL that we dusted off, and
I sort of gave a few too many clues away.
so you covered yourself in glory, John. But it was still entertaining.
See if you can hear where he stuffs up. And a woman has been kicked out of a Port Douglas resort because she's forgotten how to have a holiday. And I think we can all relate to that.
Enjoy your podcast.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Wednesday.
Yeah.
Morning, Dean. What did you get up to yesterday?
Well, first of all, I am back. All right.
Thank God. I mean, Jack did a great job, of course.
No, thank God's right.
But thank God your health is back on track. That's what I mean.
Big sleep, went for a walk in a park, ate fruit, drank water, and I'm back, John.
How's that browser of yours?
What are you talking about, man?
You get a workout yesterday?
Put it this way, I wouldn't let anyone look at my internet history. What does that mean?
Well, I don't think anybody really should.
No, that's a good point.
No, I don't think that's the sort of information that we need about our loved ones.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm back, I'm healthier, and I've got a new Toadfish Rebecca jumper. Check this shit, John.
That looks good.
It's really good.
Been busy, mate.
Yeah, a listener told me to buy it.
It's got 3 photographs on it. One, the studio shot of Toadfish Rebecca in all his palm tree shirt glory.
Yeah.
And then in the background, sort of an ethereal ghost picture of Toadfish Rebecca.
But the best bit.
The best bit is it's a flying Commodore
car.
station wagon
Yeah.
going off a cliff into the water.
Get that made. Did someone send that to you?
Someone sent me the link. I'm like, I'm having that, man.
Absolutely.
The moment the Commodore goes into the ocean.
I saw it on Instagram and I nearly sent it to you and I must have been distracted. So to see you in it feels like it should have.
Looks good, brother.
What did I miss yesterday, real quick? Anything
Well,
important?
look, last night you missed on the Masked Singer
Yes.
a spill, a good old-fashioned captaincy spill.
What?
Really?
The girls, Abby and Mel B, revolted against the self-proclaimed Captain Husey.
Shit.
And have appointed me as the captain because I've guessed 3 in a row.
Everyone else is useless.
It must be the highest streak in Masked Singer world history.
Hat trick, Swanee.
Hat trick.
Yeah, much similar to Warnie that day at the MCG all those years ago.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Same
it's the same
thing.
thing. It is actually the same thing. And I can tell you, that after this show,
Yeah.
when we were filming it,
Yeah.
the EP looked me dead in the eye and he said, "Simmer down, Sherlock."
Whoa!
Oh, right, okay.
Simmer down,
Slow
Sherlock.
down.
Simmer down, Sherlock.
Simmer down,
Have
Sherlock.
we got the eliminate?
We sure do.
today?
Spoiler alert.
Was it
Inside the gnome costume
a
was
pompous windbag?
the pompous windbag.
Oh, he
Matthew,
can't sing.
Matt Preston, he did a great job.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
Ready to make up for missed holidays with whatif.com?
Gotta love an Aussie winter getaway. But bring on spring.
Jump on the What If app to book hotels, holiday rentals, flights, and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
When you're booking your holidays, remember your manners and remember we are out of practice with how to have a good holiday and how to behave on a holiday. Police have been called on a woman after an offensive rant at a Queensland resort.
Yes.
This woman's been in Port Douglas.
Nice.
I would say the first holiday she's had, I'm going to say she's from Melbourne, the lockdown capital of the world.
Yeah.
And this is her. I'm completely making this up, but when you hear this audio, you'll understand that she's lost her mind. Have a listen.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so she's in the pool. She's got a drink in her hand.
Yeah.
And she says, "I'm a 45-year-old woman on a holiday having a drink." You're effing joking, right? You get me out. Get me out then.
She's calling him out.
Yeah.
Swanee, who's she talking to?
That wasn't them. I'm not sure whether that was a policeman. I can't remember from the uniform, but he's very calmly on the side of the pool asking her to hop out.
And she's got a drink in hand.
She's got a drink. She's got her keenies on.
Yeah, good.
And she's on holidays.
2 years of lockdown just oozing out of her.
Oozing out of her. Don't you think?
Shit behaviour.
Don't you think that's it? That's it. That she has. This is a release. This is more than just
The valve. The release valve is released.
I reckon she's peeing in the pool as well because she's had a few and she's getting a bit loose with her morals.
Absolutely.
Pool etiquette.
100%. Everybody wheezes in the pool. Let's just say that.
Well,
everybody does. Come on.
It's not Barley,
particularly when they're drinking.
Admit it, John.
I still do it. I stand beside the pool and do the big arch. You know? That's how I roll when
like
I'm
a
on
statue.
holidays. Absolutely. When I go to Hamilton Island at the end of the footy season, Swanee, I'll be standing around the pool. Carls, watch this.
Oh my God.
Oh dear. Sorry.
I understand that I could be this woman because I haven't been on a proper holiday, since lockdown ended.
Yeah.
And I've just booked Bali. I'm finally going
you'll be
back
dangerous.
after 3 years.
A lot of waiting in the pool for you.
And because I'm quite self-aware, I know that I could lose my mind and forget how to have a holiday and act nicely. And I know that other people are the same. And I'm going in the school holidays, right?
Oh, God.
So Bali's going to be crawling with people. And I had to choose accommodation. And my gut feel...
Bounty Hotel in Kuta.
Have you stayed there?
I have, mate.
Yeah, how much fun would that be?
On the doors, they
Really?
say no BB guns because bogans go and buy BB guns and shoot each other with the BB guns.
I'm not staying at the Bounty. My choice was a villa with just me in it or a hotel, right?
Yeah.
And when I was going with the hotel idea, I just had a vision of me in my room looking down at the swimming pool and seeing what was going on there and then being stuck in my room thinking, I don't want to tangle with those people. I'm not tangling with those people that probably sound like this. So it was like a premonition and guess what I booked?
You booked the hotel room?
No, I booked a villa just for me.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Oh, dog, where art thou? Good morning, Ricky. Welcome to Who Wants to Be a Vietnamese Millionaire. What are you doing, Rick?
Good morning, guys. What's happening? Just on the way to Melbourne, driving to work.
Yes,
brother.
Ricky.
What have you called for specifically, my man?
I want to win some dong, 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 dong.
He's up and about.
3 questions and you get $1 million dong, the strongest currency in the world. Vietnam.
So,
Don't fact check it.
no, don't.
First question, my man. And this is a very good question. Who would you rather see naked? Dustin Martin or Dolly Parton?
Dustin Martin.
Correct. Interestingly, there was no incorrect answer for that one.
There's not, is
Wouldn't have
there?
thought so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Geez, that's a tough one.
I thought it was going to be who would you rather see naked, Dustin Martin or Dustin Hoffman?
Again, no wrong
No
answer.
wrong answer.
Good question, even for a heterosexual male. Difficult question.
I think I'd go Dolly Parton. I'd rather see her
I think
naked.
so.
2 questions off the $1 million dong, Rick. I actually went to Vietnam last year, and you know when you go out in the city and you're clubbing, and a Salvo's guy comes around with their cup, and you can put money in it to donate.
Yeah.
Similar thing over there. I don't know the organisation, but you stick your dong in their cup, and it goes to the right place. Yeah. Here's the next question, brother.
One-way ticket to the right place.
Who's more full of shit? A 1950s Western or Matt Preston?
Got to be Matt Preston.
Correct.
We will be fact-checking that later on when he's on the show, IRL.
And just a shout out to the research team that make these hard questions. Brodie, Pummeroy. 2 strong ones thus far.
Working hard
And
overnight.
The third one is usually the most questionable, so I can't wait for it.
Hey, you guys got time for another Vietnam anecdote from me?
Yes, please.
I grew up there, and I lost a tooth. And imagine my surprise when I woke up and saw the tooth fairy's dong under my pillow. One more question, Big Rick, for $1 million. Who has a more checkered history, Jane Fonda or Rwanda?
Got to be a wonder.
What? He said Wanda, but he's got $1 million.
It's got to be Wanda.
What are you going to do with all that? Dong!
Dong, dong, dong.
Good answer!
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Jokes Aren't Funny coming up in under an hour, so you can even start calling now with your gags. You could win a Mitsubishi Mirage.
I love this. An Australian tourist was arrested after he was caught riding his moped through the ancient ruins of Pompeii.
I get it.
Now, if you're not aware of global sites, Swanee, heritage sites, the ruins of Pompeii. It's a 2,000-year-old site which was famously destroyed by a volcanic eruption
At Mount Vesuvius.
79 AD.
Do you know about Pompeii?
Roughly. I think I knew that.
It's the greatest story ever. It's like something out of a Lord of the Rings thing where the volcano erupted and the lava ran so quickly that it froze people in exactly what they were doing at the time. So there's these human beings that were alive back then in the middle of hitting a hammer or sleeping, and they're preserved in rock.
What?
I know,
amazing to
it's
see.
magical.
Absolutely amazing to see.
They brought them out here one time.
And that's why you're not allowed to go in amongst it all.
No, of course.
Just got to look. You know,
It'd be like a World Heritage listed area.
absolutely. It's
Yeah.
a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It does not allow tourist vehicles, Swanee.
Yeah.
So you may be able to walk through it, but you're definitely not allowed to
Have some
vehicles,
respect.
let alone when you're on a moped and you're half pissed just driving through it.
Was he Australian?
So, the Barbarian was, as he was called by the authorities, was apprehended by security after travelling for about a mile around the world-famous archaeological park.
It's the sort of thing that you would do, Dino.
Maybe. But this is like doing doughies on the MCG. It's sacrilege.
It's sacrilege. The episode lasted only a few minutes thanks to the efficient work by security guards and CCTV, who then held him up until police arrived. The man has since been charged with unauthorised access. Now, he was a tourist, Swanee.
Yeah.
He was overseas. He got himself in a little bit of strife. I can understand this.
Yeah.
I can relate to it. Of course, remember the famous trip? Went on a footy trip.
Yeah.
Thai Airways, flying over to Bangkok with me mates, just have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Got a little bit loose on the plane.
Yeah.
And then was escorted off the plane along with 7 of my mates into the immigration centre and was questioned by authorities. Not a great feeling, Swanee.
No.
Arrested overseas. Jeez, it was a cold night in Bangkok. On the lino floors of Bangkok Airport, the immigration
I
centre.
bet you weren't feeling like the world was your oyster. Like
No,
that
it
song.
wasn't. Absolutely. Well,
No.
I certainly wasn't the last few hours after I started to sober up, Swanee.
Oh.
Not a great memory, but anyway,
Did
I'm
they
still here to
search
tell
you,
a
John,
story.
with a surgical glove? You know what I'm saying?
I requested it.
Yes.
I insisted on it.
Ah,
Slightly nerve-wracking, though, when I asked to go to the toilet, and I was escorted to the toilet by 3 security guards holding machine guns.
Jesus.
You want the definition of stage fright? That's it right there. Jeez, it was tough to squeeze it out, Swanee. My bladder was full, but still nothing would come out. I thought it was a scene from Bangkok Hilton. Christine, 13 24 10. Give us a call, just like the guy in Pompeii, who was Aussie, by the way, and just like me,
Big surprise.
who was in Thailand. Give us a call. When have you been arrested overseas?
Ooh.
I love this.
We've got so many prizes.
Chappelle's on line 1.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
When have you been overseas and got in trouble with the law?
Absolutely. I'm excited to get to our last caller because it's someone familiar to all of us. When have you been arrested overseas or in trouble with the law overseas? Benny, how are you, Benny boy?
Hey, young Brownie.
What'd you get up to overseas, mate?
So I was at Oktoberfest in Germany with a couple of the boys. And
Were you dancing on the tables at all, or are you in one of those massive marquees? Because there's a...
one of the massive marquees, and we were standing up on the table singing along got told to get down, and one of the security guards grabbed me, tried to drag me down. And then I got accused of trying to stun him because I lost balance as he grabbed me. And,
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Mate,
had
those-
about 10 security guards on me in about 5 seconds.
And I'm sure you would have been in a great mind frame to argue your case.
Of course.
About 7 or 8 litres down. So, it was
So
good.
you were arrested. What happened? Did you go to a jail? Das goal?
Yeah, so I can try to get in way, trying to help me out. And then they dragged me out the front, got pinned down with a knee on the back of my head for about an hour, waiting for the ambos and cops. And then, got dragged away to the cop shop for about 3 or 4 hours of questioning. Couldn't understand what they were saying, so they had to get a bloke in there to interpret what I was saying or how I could talk to them.
How
Jeez,
terrifying.
that would have been tough. You would have been trying to interpret your Australian accent, and you were half tanked as well.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, definitely.
So how did it end up, Ben?
One of my friends that was there spoke German because she studied Germany in school, and she speaking to him, and eventually they just let me out because I think because they broke my mate's nose and he went to hospital. I think they just sort of told it and even fight and let me go.
Wow.
Ben, wow. What a hot mess.
What a hot
At
mess.
least when you and your mate get together, it's a funny story. You've both got some sort of memorable experience from the incident.
Daniel's donuts you've got for being an international moron. Daniel's dozen pack is 13 donuts.
Tricky.
You better say Achtung, baby.
Achtung, baby.
Well done, Trent.
Trent.
Morning, team.
Hi, darling. What happened?
Yeah, look, me and a few of my mates, we went overseas, Samoa actually. Wasn't bad, something different. Anyway, on the weekend we left, big party on a Saturday night. It was pretty crazy. Get back to the airport Sunday morning, ready to go. All of a sudden, about, I don't know how many, but a lot of cop cars, probably 15, 16, small airport. Anyway, a few of me mates. You ever get that feeling when you couldn't be us, but then there's a 50% chance it could be, You wonder what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, we get arrested. Apparently there was a big drug bust at that party somewhere. Get the old one call. You'll have one call.
Yep.
Back at the shop.
Yep.
Long story short, call me old man. He has to fly over to clear the whole thing up about us because they had a bit of a language barrier there. They weren't exactly very friendly with us.
Your dad had to fly to another country to get you out of the shit.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Yep. To clear the whole thing up.
Wow.
What's your old man, an international diplomat, Trent?
We won't go that far, but yeah, he's up there.
Trent, what did you do with all
The
the...
fixer.
Nice.
What did you do with all the dingers with Class A drugs that you swallowed? What did you do with
What happened
those?
there?
Did you pass them?
Yeah, nah.
Thanks for calling, mate. That's crazy.
Good on you, Trent.
That's crazy.
Gaz from Dramana, one of the greats. How are you, Gaz? You would have been in strife overseas.
G'day, guys. How are we all?
Hi, Gary.
Yeah, a few times, but one of them was in the States in New Jersey with one of the girls we lived with. She had a few and forgot where she parked her car. So a few days later when she found the car, we were driving along in it, but she'd reported it stolen to the police and forgot to tell them she'd found it.
Yes.
So, yeah, the old guns out and the handcuffs and down the station.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
You would have been, Gaz. You can tell a bloody fine story. You would have been able to talk your way out of it, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Well, it was just around the time Crocodile Dundee had come out, so we were celebrities. All the coppers wanted to come and listen to us.
Thank God for Paul Hogan, huh?
Hey, Gary,
Bloody oath.
do you find when you're in America you really turn up the Aussie? Like, I'll be loud as hell just so people will go, oh,
I don't think Gaz needs to.
he's different.
Yeah, we we tell him how we rode kangaroos to work and watch out for the koalas attacking you.
Classic.
Smart, brother.
Classic, Gaz.
For being an international moron like the others, you get a NutriBullet, and so does the guy before, who was just before us.
What a great prize.
A NutriBullet 900 Series Mega
The
Pack.
best.
Yeah, that was Trent. Gaz, do any of your mates call you Gary, considering your real name is Glenn, and we just call you Gary?
Oh, quite a few, and after this I'll be getting a few calls.
See you, mate.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. It's going to be a beautiful day today. I can feel it in my waters. And just like seeing a corgi in the wild, my good luck talisman has arrived.
Good morning, Christine.
It's
Good
you,
morning,
Sam Payne.
Jonathan. Welcome back, Dano. Good morning, Melbourne. Hey, look.
Yeah.
You know, I love that little ditty that you play when Swanee introduced me. But
Yeah.
would you mind? There's been a change.
Okay.
This is from the top.
All right, can you just say welcome,
Yeah,
Sam?
do you mind? Is that all right?
Welcome to the show, Sam Pang.
I'm looking for someone other than my wife. Ashley Madison's
Ashley Madison's right.
It is. Ashley Madison is right.
Fight me over it.
Mate,
Ashley
I'll go to war.
Madison is right.
We're not going anywhere till the fellas come in.
Yes.
Hey,
Come out of your doors.
everybody.
On you,
The
boys.
next round's on me.
Solidarity.
Gotta say it again.
Just me. Don't worry, there's secret numbers. Here they are. Here are the boys.
It's
mate.
so good.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I want to record
And
that.
heard.
I want to record that TVC. I can see it in my mind.
Yeah, I think it was after my 40th weekend. All the boys come round to console me.
Also, I think my birthday present to you of a subscription was, I think that was probably headed you down that path.
Also, phone topic 132410. Are you looking for someone other than your wife?
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
How about some tropical stuff?
Do you want a sense of the day?
Yes.
Time now for a sense of the day. Wednesday, 17th of August, tropical stuff. So yesterday was on at 8:40 tropical stuff, but now it's on at 7:10. It's like I keep it moving, Brownie. It's like my footy career. You know, I've been at
keep
one club
moving.
for a couple of years, then I'll keep moving. You know, don't let them
Keep
get to know
moving
you.
around and tearing the heart out of each suburban footy club or country club, and then move on to the next.
That's
And
right.
then,
And pillage them.
A succubus.
just like your footy career, over in 6 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very true.
not just him, but the footy club sometimes too.
All right.
Everyone
Okay, well,
suffers.
somehow we've got to know
Takes
how.
it down with him.
Listen, Josh Frydenberg did not know that Scott Morrison took on his portfolio.
What?
Yeah, so yes, the story the last couple of days about Scott Morrison at the height of COVID, secretly appointing himself to different portfolios, right? Like 4 or 5.
Defend your team, John.
Well, yeah, your teammate, your team's captain coach went rogue last year. He said, "Oh, hey, I'm playing in all the positions. I don't trust any of you." The former, but the idea that Frydenberg, who was the treasurer, he did not know and is understood to be livid.
How can you not know?
Well, because he did it in secret with the Governor General.
No, but how can you not know that the decisions that you're making are not your own?
Well, an apologetic captain of your team, ex-captain of your team, Brownie, Scott Morrison, has conceded his secret acquisition of 5 ministerial portfolios was unnecessary.
That's big of him.
Anyway, his colleagues aren't happy, as in his own teammates, and also the current government's threatened to hold an inquiry. So there you go. Hey, John.
Yes.
What's the latest with the race for Alistair Clarkson? Because the GWS Giants, who need a coach next year, they've pulled out of the race. They've bowed out. No, you're not. We're going in another direction. So does that seem to indicate that it's down to a decision between North and Essendon?
I would have thought so, Sam. GWS, I don't think they were that. I think they even though they met with Alistair Clarkson that many 3 or 4 times, I don't think they were that in love with each other,
right.
Those two parties. So, but it looks like North Melbourne and Essendon. Oh, I still think Essendon.
Yeah.
My money's on Essendon, absolutely. A lot of manoeuvrings behind the scenes.
Is Ben Rutten still the coach at Essendon at the moment?
Yeah, but he's done.
Say untenable.
Untenable.
What?
His days are numbered.
How would he feel, man?
Oh, it'd be a terrible situation to be in, honestly. I know Truck reasonably well. He's a good fella. But, geez, it'd be difficult at the moment, especially the young family, the boys going to school, those sorts of things. So you've got to feel some sort of sympathy in this situation. But, hey, big boys.
Swanee,
Big boys.
Absolutely. And really, at the he's got things to offer. It's a new beginning. Losing a job isn't ever really that bad.
You do have to feel for Ben Rutten. Many people don't know this, but at the height of the COVID crisis in 2020, Scott Morrison secretly appointed himself to the Essendon coach. Did you know that?
How good are you?
Oh, yeah, mate.
No wonder they've been struggling. That explains it all now, Sam. You've cleared it all up for us all.
I tell you what it does explain. When Scott Morrison, when the country was on fire and he said, that's not his job to hold the hose, that's not my job. He had a lot of jobs going on that we didn't know at the time, so of course he can't.
He was busy.
Burnt out.
Yeah.
Can't just finger in a lot of pies.
Yeah.
Exactly right. He was busy.
Take me to the April sun.
Obviously, he's Minister of the Arts as well.
All right, listen, this is not the left-wing latte sipping show, all right?
Settle down.
I'm catching
balance.
up with Kevin Sheedy today too. I think Sheeds might be an Essendon board member. So
Wow.
looking forward to won't have much to chat about today with Sheeds.
Fantastic.
Record something with your phone secretly.
Secretly.
Quick guess, what's the human population?
7 billion.
Swanee.
8 billion.
Well, the global population is projected to reach 8 billion on the 15th of November.
Oh,
Isn't that impressive?
2 months away.
it's growing.
Half
We're a
of them
bit
are
full.
Half of them are Barnaby Joyce's kids, but
Obviously,
they're
COVID
full.
We're a bit
COVID
full,
didn't
mate.
do a good enough job, Sam.
What's that?
COVID didn't do a good enough job.
Jesus, John.
That's a hot take.
That is a hot take. In spite of the huge number, the world
And a butcher's wink for that too.
In spite of that, though, it's a big 8 billion on about mid-November. The world's population is growing at its slowest rate since 1950. So having fallen under 1%. This is big.
Whoa.
Gaviscon is being hit by a global shortage due to a key ingredient being unavailable. Gaviscon have confirmed that there's a shortage of a very specific type of seaweed grown only in Norway. And it's behind the global supply issues.
No.
Now,
It's, of course, the world famous indigestion elixir.
yes, it is a wonderful way to describe it. Although I'm comfortable in saying, no, I'm a Mylanta man, and you should know that. And
I do know that.
I'm comfortable saying that on air.
Yeah.
And often I will go out for long. Like I said, I've still got a big fight in me, but I will have a sheet of 6 trusty tablets of Mylanta.
Do you remember when that nearly got you in trouble in Sydney?
So for those who don't know, do you remember I was out the front of a club in Sydney? What was the name of it? What was it? Know the name of it? I don't even know what it's. Jack was there with me.
It was a
Golden
cool.
Sheath,
It
was
was
it?
a cool club though, wasn't it?
The Golden Sheath.
It was a strip club.
Yeah. Anyway.
Golden Sheath.
And a very large bouncer pulled me aside before I walked in and said, I won't do the accent, because it's 2022.
Yeah.
But he said, I hear you got some pills on you. I go, what? He goes, yeah, empty your pockets. And so I emptied my pockets and I did have pills, but it was my lantern.
For a big night, the boy.
I thought, but you pull out white tablets. This guy looked and he goes, Nah, Sammy, I love having been paying attention. But in you go. I go, mate, I needed a couple of tablets. Before I went in there.
You must have had something else. I saw you on the dance floor that night.
Till
Jeez.
7 a.m.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Win a brand new Mitsubishi Mirage just by hearing one noise. Sam Pang's Jokes Aren't Funny.
Here we go. Let's give away this car, please. And to kick things off, our dear friend and habitual liar, Ryder from Ballarat. Hello, Ryder.
Hello, Christy.
You watching The Masked Singer last night, right?
I sure was, and I was guessing right, left, right, and centre.
You accused me of stealing your guess, but you do realise that was
Yeah, it
filmed
is
many
pre-recorded.
weeks ago. Yes.
But, I still consist that I guessed Matt Preston first.
Okay, fair enough. And why wouldn't you?
Hey, Ryder, you still been lying to everyone, man, or do you think you're becoming more honest? Do you think we've had a breakthrough?
No, I'm still being a serial liar. The teachers at school hate it for
Yeah, fair enough.
many reasons.
Fair enough. Hey, what's your joke?
What has 182 teeth and holds back a monster? My zipper.
What was the punchline?
Oh,
Ryder's zipper.
My zipper.
He went a bit early, mate.
Like a glove.
Jason Dunstall loved it.
Didn't we have a similar joke to that last week?
It was the exact same joke. He's ripped it off.
The exact same joke, different punchline. I think it was Greg Norman was the answer.
Moving forward.
Ryder. How old are you, Ryder?
14.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Dang, you've met him.
Brother, yeah, 14.
14?
You met him too, haven't you? Were you here when he came in?
I can't remember.
I think you should be suspended for that joke, Ryder. Have 2 days off.
I think you should go to Espresso in Ballarat and eat a cronut and think about what you've done.
I'll do that anyway.
Right, yeah.
We still love you, man.
A good chat.
Christina in Mulgrave, save us for the love of God.
What does washing machines and 15-year-old boys have in common?
What do washing machines and 15-year-old boys have in common?
They both like to keep one sock for themselves.
I'm looking for someone other than my wife.
It's a bit blue.
What does that mean, Christina?
No, John.
No.
Christina, have you told that joke before? Does it always get a laugh?
Yes.
You're a cheeky.
Come on, fellas.
I'm looking for someone other than my wife.
Who?
Other than my wife.
What's right?
Why can't they sponsor us? I'd get behind that.
Madison.
Yeah,
They're out of business.
Are they? Brodie said yesterday, because he's been Googling it.
Yeah.
Says it's still available in 27 countries.
But didn't they release their client list accidentally? That's not good for a covert shagging.
Gee, it's a good ditty, though.
Great ditty.
If Mike Brady had sung that, that's all it could have been done to improve that.
All of a sudden, Brady's moved to Norway next year.
Adam in Geelong. Hey.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Hi, Adam.
Adam, it's a sparkly start to the morning.
I'm sipping on a coffee, so it helps.
Yeah, it's
what
not
a
this is your life, mate. Just get on with it.
Sweet moment.
All right. Upon hearing that our elderly grandfather had just passed away,
Oh, that's sabotage.
I'm just having fun over here. All right? Start again. Sorry,
Adam,
mate.
start again. Hopefully that's loosened you up. You can really...
it certainly has.
Good.
All right. Upon hearing that our elderly grandfather had just passed away, Katie went straight to visit her 95-year-old grandmother and comfort her. When she asked how her grandfather had died, her grandmother replied, "He had a heart attack while we were making love on Sunday morning." Horrified, Katie told her grandmother that two people nearly 100 years old having sex would surely be asking for trouble. "Oh, no, my dear," replied Granny. "Many years ago, realising our advanced age, we figured out the best time to do it was when the church bells would start to ring. It was just the right rhythm, nice and slow and even, not too strenuous. Simply in on the ding and out on the dong." She paused to wipe away a tear and continued, "He'd still be alive if that bloody ice cream truck hadn't come along."
I'm looking for someone other than my wife.
Well told. It was a little bit, the phone line got a little bit loose there, but it was good.
If anything, I thought it was too fluently told. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like it was...
Can't win.
If anything.
I don't get it.
Adam, take us through it, brother.
No, don't take us through it. The rhythm of their lovemaking was to the church bell, right?
Yeah.
You know, slow and whatever. And then the ice cream truck rolled up with its jaunty little number and the rhythm of the beat of the
And the
music.
stupid man didn't realise it wasn't the church. It was green sleeves on an ice cream truck.
Lucky they didn't procreate, because the kid would have been an idiot.
Hey.
Lucky they were 100.
Yes.
Give Adam some prizes.
Adam, you've got some Daniel's Donuts. 13 of those suckers. It's a dozen pack from Daniel's
What's
Donuts.
the time? It's donut time.
Are we done?
No. Joe. Good morning, Joe.
Morning, guys. How you going?
Joe's from the Wang.
From the Wang.
Right on.
Very exciting.
It is very exciting.
I'm sure it is.
Take it away, Jojo.
Okay, guys. Who's the most popular guy at the nudist camp?
Ooh, who is the most popular?
Greg Norman.
Speaking of the Wang.
Give Joe a chance,
Sorry,
John.
Set it up again, Joe.
Going from the top.
All right, guys. Who's the most popular?
Sorry. From the top. From the top.
Who's the most popular guy at the nudist camp?
Who is the most popular guy at the nudist camp?
So he's the one who can carry a cup of coffee in each hand and a dozen donuts.
Whoa.
You've got a dozen
Donuts?
Daniel's donuts.
You do. Oh, well, the car hasn't gone off, and I think we're all a lot dumber.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
Yo, it's about that time to have a nice chat about some good food and wine. Come on, come on.
It's such a sweet conversation.
Yes.
What a superstar, Matt Preston. Last night you pulled a pang and you were on Channel 7 and Channel 10 at the same time.
I was ravishing Rick Rude. That was me right there. Two at once.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
That's
an unbelievable reference. What are you doing?
Well, because
Why are you trying to engage me early?
Yeah, that's right. That's where I'm going. I'm being nice. I've turned over leaf. I'm being nice to
The ravishing one. The ravishing one was one of my favourites, Swanee.
I know he was. I know.
Let's just step back. Let's just step back and just go, Chrissy Swan, the sidekick. We know you do it as you've done it as a radio segment in the past.
Explain it because nobody here watched.
No one watched you.
No.
They are so unsupportive. So we know that Chrissy obviously is a great researcher. She's got what they're saying. She's got really good ears. She's picked 2 people in a row on the Masked Singer. Last night she had a dream. A hat trick. And she got the hat trick based on her psychic intuition and also more really good research and good ears. But how good's that? 3 in a row. 3 in a row, Chrissy Swan got. That's like your premierships.
She told me she saw you in the corridor the day before.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Yeah, that physically doesn't happen because you get to wear this. You get to dress up like a Jedi in this kind of big black cape with a kind of reflective visor around your head. You look like an early Kylie Minogue video.
Yes.
And it's really weird because you're sort of you look a bit like look like a monk, so you don't talk.
The short story is that I'd had a dream the day of filming. I woke up and it was an incredibly vivid dream with you in it. And I thought, I wonder why I'm dreaming of Matt Preston. I'll park that. It was so real. Anyway, went to work and everything, and I'm sitting there and this new mask comes out and it's the gnome. And the minute you open your mouth, I went, oh, that's why I've dreamt of Matt Preston.
Let's have a
He's
listen.
under there.
Let's have a listen.
I'm looking for someone other than my wife.
I know who that is. I know who it is.
Really?
Yeah.
When I need sunshine,
Oh, it's going up there. Pushing it.
Was that off-putting when Christine was clearly guessing you? Was that audible to you?
No. When you're doing it, this is the thing. It's hard enough singing and dancing. That's hard. But to do it with kind of buckets in your feet and carrying a dining room table on your head, the size of this thing.
What character were you?
I was the gnome. I mean, this is not a big stretch from reality.
A garden
belly,
gnome.
white beard, blue eyes, beanie. I mean, it's kind of, other than the yellow boots, it was basically me, but just blowing up to being, 11 foot tall, biggest mask they've ever had, and I believe the shortest mask ever in the history of Masked Singer in Australia.
In and out.
How dark is it in that big ass suit?
It is really dark. It is really hot. You've got a tiny little kind of slit where your mouth is, so you can't really see anything. It's claustrophobic. It's sweaty. It's a pretty intense experience.
Sounds like a great time.
When they say you're going home, you go, okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Can I just take the head off, please, now?
We do need to talk about MKR as well. My Kitchen Rules.
Another franchise you're bringing down.
That's my job.
What do you reckon? You get 2 for 2?
No, level 100. Now MKR. No, it went well. I didn't. You don't see it, so you have no idea how it's going to work.
Yeah.
But I thought Manu was really relaxed. I thought the atmosphere at the table was really nice. There was lots of laughter. Food was really good, and it was it felt good. It's weird for me watching it, having had so long on another cooking show.
Yes,
you're allowed to mention it.
That's why I said called MasterChef. He's waiting. He's poised like a vulture, he's poised to strike, coiled and ready to roll.
So true.
So look, Yeah, no, I want to see what goes on
What was
tonight.
Nigella like?
7:30.
You and Nigella?
Well, no, I wasn't allowed to be on with Nigella because I'm just the supporter.
They're tag team. You're tag teaming, aren't you?
Nigella did the first 6 instant restaurants. I do the next 6 instant restaurants with, again, both of those with Manu, and I hand them over to Colin and Curtis and Gary and Manu, who do the last.
What's the worst thing you've ever had to eat in terms of, contestant food?
Strawberry risotto was pretty bad.
Whoa.
Strawberry risotto was pretty bad.
Strawberry risotto?
Yeah, that was season 1.
Is that dessert? Or
no, I don't know, actually. It was somewhere between. Isn't that netherworld where you don't want to go? So that was. There was a soup made with mayonnaise and bottled oysters. It was pretty bad.
Oh God!
There was a stir fry made with about 200 different ingredients, none of which went together. that happened in the Barossa. You know what? I'm so scarred. I can visualise every one of those dishes.
Yeah,
every one of those dishes. But so far, really good food on MKR. But there is a disaster coming. Those ones when you're trying to grab the wheel and steer them into the curb. Quick, go up the lane.
I know them very well. I do it every morning.
Are you like the question that talking about disasters? It's a bit like the question that Dino asked Nigella.
No.
Yes, it was. I remember that question.
Yeah,
Great question.
It's a
great question.
I remember that question. And the stranger didn't go down too well, did it?
No.
Well, then I asked Manu, and he said, "Great question, Dean. Yes, I have. I'm not an idiot, gang. All right."
Did he say that?
You're stalling to find the audio?
Yeah, he is stalling to find the audio.
Here we go.
That's good. Anyway, well done.
Have you heard this?
Yeah, of course I have.
Home cooking is more about finding ways to communicate with people than to impress them.
Hey, Nigella, have you ever cooked with weed?
No.
Okay.
You know what it is? It's the run-up.
Yes.
It's the run-up.
How confident he is, too.
Yeah, that's right. Here I come. I've got a good one. I'm ready to roll. He's running up to, he's coming up to the...
Hey, Nigella.
Nothing wrong with the question, you idiot.
Nigella.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Matt Preston's about to go in the cone of silence, but how has this year been as a Pies supporter? How's your heart?
You know what? I was discussing this the other day, and I was saying if you'd had this, if someone had proposed this season to you at the end of last season when we were 17th, and that we're going to get a new coach and he was going to bring the team together and they were going to play the football they like. I love the fact that people are coming out to me saying, I actually like watching Collingwood now. I still hate the supporters, but I like watching the team. If you told us that it was going to come down to this weekend, when we could make the top 4. And we could, in the process, beat Carlton by just enough to push them out of the 8, assuming that the Bulldogs win. I mean, I'm going to say, I would suggest there's not a Collingwood fan out there who would go, look, we're probably not going to win the grand final, but, top 4 or push out, which do you want, which of those, or push out Carlton so they don't make the 8?
Best mates wouldn't do that to each other. Fly and Vossi are best mates. They wouldn't do that to each other.
You think they're going to tank?
Yeah.
You think they're going to win by 10 points and then suddenly it's going to be, medical subs.
Mate, we've got a premiership reunion at the end of this season. Of course, that famous day 20 years ago when we destroyed you boys. Yeah. But we've got a premiership reunion and we need some sort of, we need the boys to get along. So if Vossi gets kicked out of the finals because of Craig McRae,
oh my God,
things won't go down that well.
Yeah, but I'm assuming Craig McRae's organising that reunion. He used to organise your Mad Mondays, didn't he?
He did. He was amazing. He was amazing. But I try not to talk about those stories on air because he doesn't like it. Because now he's a coach. He's a distinguished gentleman.
No. But he was just because he's a detail person. He's all about function. Yeah, no, it's been an amazing season.
Listen,
lots of fun.
Let's put you in the cone so you and Chrissy can have a chat.
Here we go. Wrong.
Alone at last, Matthew.
Finally.
What's your middle name?
Philip.
Is it a family name?
No, it's not.
Okay. That was just off the cuff. I didn't really want to ask that. What I do want to ask is that a few years ago you said that bread and butter is the new superfood.
I said I think it was super hot and it was the trend.
And I couldn't agree more. And ever since you gave me permission, I often buy just a beautiful loaf of bread.
Where do you get your bread from?
Illawarra or
sourdough,
yeah, just anything
Baker
really,
Blue,
anything.
Baker Blue,
yeah, Baker's Delight, mate.
Why? How How good is a white loaf from Baker's
Bloody
Delight?
great.
Delicious.
And I heat it up and we eat it with butter as a thing.
Nice.
And I just want to know, salted or unsalted butter?
Oh, always salted, always, and butter spread. What the Scandinavians, Nigella taught me, called tooth butter. So it's cold butter that's spread so thick that when you bite into it, your teeth leave a little kind of like lines where you've bitten.
Tooth butter.
Tooth butter.
What is your coffee order, Matthew Phillip?
My coffee order at the moment, because I've been drinking a bit more coffee because I have to do radio now, is an almond latte, flat white.
Very nice. You can't have an almond latte and a flat white in the same coffee. It's either a latte or a flat white.
So yeah, that's
Can't believe
right.
I'm telling you this.
I don't know. I just, you know what? At that hour in the morning, you just go coffee.
Yeah, that's true.
Coffee.
When you're feeling sad or overwhelmed, what do you do?
I listen to Sam Pang.
And it just makes you sadder?
No, it makes me happy. It makes me happy.
Does it?
Yeah. He's funny.
You'd be the only one.
He's very funny.
And what is your fave protein if you can only have one? Mine is egg.
Yeah, egg's pretty good.
Followed by prawn.
Oh, I think it's got to be cheese. I can't believe you say egg over cheese.
Absolutely. Every day of the
really?
week.
Come on,
egg.
cheese?
No, I'm not that mad on cheese.
Egg is egg, and it's an amazing magical ingredient. It's a great kind of, binder, blah, blah, blah. But cheese is everything from parmesan to the good old-fashioned tasty to the cheese toasty.
I would still have egg. 100% every day of the week.
Okay.
I'll have a knife fight with you over it. A cheese knife fight with a spiky curved one.
That's right. You can have a butter knife. I'll have a cheese knife.
What is the best? Are you enjoying yourself?
I'm a bit nervous because you're quite aggressive.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not really. What is your favourite breed of apple? So many around.
Pink Lady,
Mine
straight away.
too.
Straight away. We did. I was working with a wonderful one called Kate Quinsrow, who's known as the Cake Whisperer, and we were trying to make the perfect tarte tatin, and she made 15 tarte tatins, and the Pink Lady was the apple of choice. It stands up. It's great fresh eating, but gee, you cook it, it's still really good.
It's so good. And do you know what else? Here's a hack for you, and I know that you like a little shortcut.
Yes.
Coles do tinned Pink Lady slices, and you can Pink Lady specifically, and you can tip them in two tins of them in a homemade crumble. Bang! No one will know the
I'm going to
difference.
give you a tip. Forget that. Buy yourself one of those weird spiralizing peeler cora
Yes, I've got
slices, and then just pop apples on there, and then let's get the kids to churn them.
My kids could think of nothing more tedious than peeling their own apples.
Your kids need to understand that being a kid is all about doing tedious things. That's their job.
Oh, good luck. Last but not least, you absolutely killed it on Masked Singer last night. I was so happy to see you.
It was lovely to be there. It was lovely seeing your smiling face.
It was just lovely to see your face because I was, we were in Sydney and I was away from home, and I just love you so much. So it was so lovely to hear you.
It was beautiful to see you there, and I felt like with our 15-year friendship, I knew I was done. I knew we were going to get it straight away.
Lovely. I just want to know, shag, marry, or kill. Manu, George Columbaris, or Gary Megan?
Marry them all. I don't care about the other two. I'm not going to shag any of those. Thank you.
Who's the hottest?
Who's the hottest? Oh, okay. If we're going to do who's the hottest, well, obviously Manu's the hottest, and Gary's the bloke you'd want to marry because he's absolutely Mr. Rock Solid, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Beautiful.
Him. Where is he?
He's making beer at the moment.
Is he?
Yeah. He's a beautiful human being,
living his best life.
And it's good to see George is he's coming back. He was up at Port Douglas doing Taste of Port Douglas. That's nice to see him back on the pans. It's good.
Absolutely. I reckon we're running out of oxygen here.
Yeah, me too.
Raise the cone. Oh. And I just want to say for the record, nothing, you didn't miss anything. I just want to say for the record, this is the first time I reckon I haven't seen you without with a cravat.
Yuck.
And no,
I know. You can see all 17 jeans. They're all there. But I've got my little Collingwood hat, so I don't need it.
With a badge on it.
Whose badge have I got on there? Johnny Noble. What other badge would you want? Good old Johnny Noble.
Literally any other badge.
The list. Everything else is sold out.
Hey, watch all of Preston's shows for the love of God. MKR and the Masked Singer.
Well, he's not in the Masked Singer anymore.
MKR tonight, 7:30, Channel 7. Let's go. Come on, get around it. It's fun.
Always good to see you, mate.
Lovely, thank you.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
Brownie, the podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. You've just missed Matt Preston. Bread and butter is still in. Newsflash. And it's going to be a beautiful day today. 17 degrees. Get out there and try and enjoy it. You guys are going to have
Any
a bit
rain?
of golf
Any
or...
rain?
It says rain, man.
What?
It says rain, look.
Yeah, but you know.
Showers.
Damn you.
You know what George says about rain in Kew?
George, of course, the Jane Bunn of the Kew Golf Club. He'll let me know if there's going to be showers expected.
And it says I've just got a newsflash. Only 1 to 2 mil, which is nothing.
Nothing.
I can't play golf today.
Why?
I'll be cooling down after our interview with Neil Balme.
He's coming up. I'm so excited to meet Balme.
In the
race.
flesh.
Balm Dick energy.
Yes.
BTE.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
I've got a few bits and pieces, or bits and bobs as you would call them,
Bits
Swanee.
and bobs.
Hey, but just quickly though, real quick, it's time for this.
What you watching? Tell me what you're watching.
Get ready out there too, by the way. I'm coming for you. Christy Swan, what are you watching at the moment?
Yesterday I finished. I just killed my dad.
What is that? What's
Is
that?
that in your life or you were watching it?
What?
No,
Kill the
Is that a
major.
documentary you're making?
no, it's not.
What is that?
It's about a guy that kills his dad. It's on Netflix. It's really worth watching.
Right on.
And then Netflix suggested The Girl in the Picture, which is another true crime one, which I'm really enjoying as
You
well.
love your true crime. There you go. Well, that's your two I've never heard of. So
I just killed my dad is fascinating.
Jonathan Brown, what you watching?
Apart from old highlights.
Oh, yeah, I meant to say that. I've been watching Jonathan Brown's old highlights as well, obviously.
Sorry, that's yeah.
I'm up to 2006.
What are you watching?
The Old Man.
Yes.
Finished episode, I think it was 6 last night, so it's going beautiful.
You know what
Jeff
hurts-
Bridges, what a man.
What hurts me about that is I gave you
Jeff
that,
Bridges.
and I haven't been able to watch it yet. I gave that to you.
Also, community service announcement, Jeff Bridges, still would.
Smoke.
I would still would.
Still would.
Ash Gardner, what you watching?
Just finished watching Trainwreck, which was recommended by Dino. Also watching The Most Hated Man on the Internet as
Right
well.
on.
Watching.
Hey, Euphoria.
That's so funny.
Euphoria on binge. I'm late to the party, but it's unbelievable. 2 seasons.
Sammy, what are you watching?
I'm watching Only Murders in the Building
Oh, yes.
on Disney Plus. Actually, I say Disney Plus. May I offer you a tidbit?
You may.
The last week, Disney Plus overtook Netflix as the most subscribed streaming.
Really?
Jack, what are you watching?
Animal Kingdom, season 6.
Yeah, I'm watching that as well.
Yeah.
With Carl's.
Watching.
I love that segment. I think that is a proper community service announcement.
What you watching? Yeah, bro, what you watching?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, no.
Diagnosis Murder.
Yeah, brother.
Diagnosis Murder. Tom Casamento, what are you watching?
The Queer as Folk remake.
Right on.
All right, we're done. That was what you're watching. Oh yeah, Swanee. I wanted to just this is something that I haven't. I've had this for a couple of weeks, but I just haven't got around to it.
Sure.
Because you love a newsreader who kind of breaks. Don't you?
Yeah,
I mean, every now and Hitch gets the giggles.
Amazing.
Makes me feel more human, because I'm laughing too much all the time.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens in pretty serious news stories. This is not one. I've been meaning to play this, but I just haven't been around to it. This is from South Africa, Swanee. This newsreader here you're going to love. His court proceedings involved a man who, the driving offence. Man's driving a bit fast. But I'll let our anchor take over.
And now a 57-year-old man who was caught speeding at almost 200 kilometers per hour a couple of months ago refused to pay his speeding fine, claiming that everything he does is fast.
It's not a bad defence, is it? He got done for speeding, gets pulled over, he goes to the court. You go, what are you doing? He goes, I do everything fast. I drive fast. Well, actually, that goes on.
Oh, my God.
According to the man, he eats fast, he sleeps fast, he drives fast, he reads fast, and he even walks fast.
So,
how do you sleep fast?
Well,
come on,
hey,
man.
He doesn't sleep much.
I like this as a defence. This guy here, he's just staying strong.
This sounds exactly like something my 13-year-old son would say.
Now, the judge, by the way, had a very, very, very good response, which you'll hear, but then also enjoy our newsreader's reaction.
When he had to appear on court today, he explained the same thing to a Western Cape judge who replied, "Let's see how fast you can do a 6 months in prison."
Did you hear that little bit of... Hear the giggle at the end? Can you play that one again?
When he had to appear on court today, he explained the same thing to a Western Cape judge who replied, "Let's see how fast you can do a 6 months in prison."
That's a little giggle. Did you enjoy the little giggle?
I loved it.
He's not done, Swanee.
Let's see how fast you can do a 6 months in prison. My apologies.
He loved it. He loved it. The judge
sounds like your lawnmower just slowing down.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Just a heads up, okay? So you start calling now if you're a Shaq fan. But when I say that, you've got to know a bit about Shaq. Because if you do, you could be winning tickets to go hit him up before 9 o'clock. Shaq fans. But now...
And now it's time to play AFL or NRL.
It has been way too long.
It'd be years.
Yeah, I think it would be years since we've done this because and it's on the back. I'm just going to set this up first. It's on the back of the story of the Newcastle Knights captain, Kalen Ponga, and his teammate, Kurt Mann, who's a good player. They're teammates. They were kicked out of a small toilet cubicle on the weekend in a nightclub, Christine Swan.
They were in there together?
Yeah, they were in there together. Well, they were celebrating a new house purchase because they're housemates as well as being teammates, Swanee. And one of the fathers... Sorry.
Why'd they have to do that in a toilet, celebrating in a toilet?
Good question. Well, no. One of the fathers was staunchly defended his son and said he was Kurt's father came out and said that his son went in to help Kalen, who was sick in the toilets. He went in to help his teammate.
Holding his hair back, so we've all been there.
Yeah, we have.
They were celebrating the exciting house purchase, and that's resulted in the captain, Kalen, being stripped of his captaincy of the...
Stripped?
Nice. Well,
you notice
what's happened in this world for being sick?
Do you notice you don't get removed from the captaincy? It's stripped from you.
Yeah,
stripped. So, Swanee, we thought, geez, how fun's this? Because we laugh at our old mates up north of the border, don't we? How they just completely stuff things up all the time.
Yeah.
However, we do forget. We've got a bit of amnesia when it comes to our AFL world.
Got our own history.
We've got our own history. No doubts about that. So I'm going to throw up 3 incidents over the journey, and all you have to do is guess whether they're in the AFL or the NRL.
Beautiful. I'm on
Are you
board.
going to play, Swanee?
Yeah.
Pang, you want to play?
Yeah, let's play together.
Happy to. You sure I won't know? Because, I'm a bit...
You may know. You're well versed in this history.
If you know...
I'm going to let Swanee guess first.
If you know 100%, Sammy, just...
Good idea.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Don't play.
You'll like this one. A prominent football player for a traditional powerhouse engaged in a series of bets on upcoming matches that he was playing in. However, he was not putting bets on his own team to win, but betting on his direct opposition player to score throughout the game. To fund his gambling habits on the weekend, he was auctioning off signed football jumpers during the week under a ruse that he was raising money for charity. He was later convicted in court for the fake charity auctions and deregistered from the NRL for life. The net result from his gambling was that he bet $600 for a measly return of just $200.
I'm going to go. Don't say
AFL
it.
or NRL.
Where was he banned from, John?
Where's he banned from?
He was
banned from the 3 letters. Is he
NRL. What did I say?
NRL.
You said NRL.
The game is to guess whether this person is in the NRL or the AFL.
Shit. Brodie, you were supposed to knock that one out.
Don't throw Brodie under the bus.
You are not guilty.
I told you to proofread it.
This is not Brodie's fault.
Can I have a guess, Swanee?
Take it away, Sam. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go with NRL, John.
That was Tim Simona from the West Tigers, and I stuffed that one up.
But what a great
Hey, when
story.
was that? I didn't know that story.
2017. He was going to
Really?
the club, saying, "Hey, boys, can you sign these jumpers?" And much like Dino did with Nathan Broad the other day, got him to get all the Richmond teams, and then he sold it off to a fake auction.
The bit I liked, though, the bit I enjoyed about that, the description was that he was betting on his opposition to score tries.
That's right. His direct opponent. So he plays on the wing, which is high try scoring position. He was just letting his opponent in.
So what?
I'd never heard of that.
What's the thought process behind somebody that does this? Are they very stupid or like what is it? Or desperate?
Or desperate.
Hey,
Because he
was he on a
wasn't
good
betting. He wasn't betting huge amounts.
So is that boredom, or is he on a good? Is he not on a good enough contract?
Yeah,
that he felt
great
slightly
question.
He was a
disgruntled?
star player.
Oh, so he's bored.
He's bored. Yeah, a bit of hijinks. Can't believe he got sacked for that.
You got two more?
Here we go. Less than 8 hours after signing with a new club, a video taken from Snapchat showed a star player allegedly snorting a large amount of powder. The player was celebrating his big payday with friends who filmed the incident and circulated the footage. He went on to forfeit his substantial marketing bonus. AFL or NRL?
Well, I feel like, cocaine, you need to earn a fair bit of money to be
Christina
able to...
was powder.
Oh, sorry.
Unsubstantiated.
Could have been anything.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's true. If it was flour, anyone can afford it, or
Yes.
icing sugar. But if it wasn't, then you've got to be on a fairly good wicket. I think AFL.
Okay. Go, Sam.
Oh, we're doing both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll go AFL as well. I agree with Swanee.
Jay Carlisle for in the AFL. When he signed with St Kilda. Can you believe that? 8 hours after signing with a new club.
That's right.
Well, come on, you got to celebrate these wins.
Yes.
With a bit of icing sugar.
Now, to finish off, you'll love this one. One
Icing
of the great
sugar's
stories.
great. Like, you can just sprinkle it on delicious brown.
It's versatile.
I prefer caster
It
sugar.
doesn't stick to the top of the toilet either. It's nice. Listen, Swanee, you take this one on yourself.
After a traditional blockbuster the night before, these two crosstown rivals were enjoying a long afternoon on the town when it was brought to the attention of the losing team's captain that the opposition players were across the road at a famous pub celebrating. On hearing the news, their decorated captain ordered his team across the road, where a huge brawl ensued between the two teams, much to the delight of the cheering crowd. At one stage, the captain in question was squirrel gripped by a rival player before launching him across the bonnet of a parked car.
What?
The brawl was said to have lasted for 15 minutes and involved upwards of 20 players. Several players from both clubs were fined after the incident. AFL or NRL?
Also, welcome Squirrel Grip.
Yeah. Squirrel grip makes me think it's north of the border. I don't know why.
Simple foreplay.
What
So
do you
two
think, Dino?
teams are punching on.
Punching
at the pub.
on. Out the front of the
Punching
pub.
on. Well, it wouldn't happen now, but it could have happened in the 70s in the AFL.
Yeah,
Up
that's-
north, I reckon, mate.
You reckon NRL?
I reckon.
NRL.
Incorrect.
Oh, God damn it.
Ramsgate.
The Ramsgate. The Ramsgate Hotel. That was about 15 years ago. The Adelaide Crows and Port Adelaide. Mark Rashudo, of course, the great captain for Adelaide, decided to lead his team across the road and into it. And he was squirrel gripped and he threw a few players across the car bonnet.
Bogans.
No regrets.
Massive bogans.
Don't move.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Before we leave today, someone's winning Shaq tickets. If you think you're a Shaq fan, call. But now...
Neil Balme, an AFL and VFL legend who we spend a lot of time talking about on this show. He went on to be one of the most successful coaches and is the king of football administrators. He has a new memoir out called Neil Balme, A Tale of Two Men, and is here to tell us about it. Here's Neil.
I don't even know where to start with you, Neil Balme. We've talked about you at least once a week for 7 years. and
I
this is
saw
the
him
first
this
time you've
morning
been in.
walking into the studios
Did
of
you?
Nova.
Because we did do a call
What's he
in.
doing there?
We did do a call in. Where have you seen Neil Balme?
Where have you seen Balmy?
Yeah, where have you seen Balme? And the phones went bananas, mate.
Did they?
Yeah.
Exploded.
Oh, that's not good.
But it's wonderful. Thank you for your time.
No,
Thank you
pleasure.
for coming in.
Pleasure.
To talk
Thank
about
you.
this wonderful new book. Now, it's not an autobiography, unlike a bit like Brownie. You got someone else to write, but you got the wonderful Anson Cameron, he's a magnificent writer.
Oh, he is. He writes beautifully. If it were me writing it, I wouldn't even read it.
Are you happy with the result?
He's written it beautifully, yeah. And it's just a footy story based on my 50-odd years in it, which is, there's going to be plenty of stuff in it. But Anson has written it beautifully, I must say.
You seem such a calm character, Balmy. Unfortunately, I haven't had the good luck of working with you in football clubs, but you're a lunatic on the footy field. Of course, famously, you bashed Carlton up in a grand final years ago.
Do you know that's funny?
Yes, I've read little bits of the book. I got across Balmy.
Yeah.
But every football club you've gone to, especially in your last 20 years as a football administrator, you brought calm and common sense to the football club.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Why are your two football personalities so opposite?
Yeah, it's a lovely question, and that's kind of what the book's based on when it says A Tale of Two Men. But I try and I go back to what I was thinking as a player, and it was just a different time. And I think in a funny way, I had kind of that the emotional intelligence to know what I could get away with, and that's what we did. We imposed ourselves on the opposition, and it was kill or be killed. It was it was a serious thing when we were playing footy, and particularly it was sort of put together a bit. 92, we were the best side in the comp by a mile, I thought, and we got knocked off in the grand final.
72.
72.
Yeah,
I say 92, yes. Yeah. It's so many years.
It is so many years.
72. Does anyone remember 72? And we were a damn good team, and we got knocked off by a fantastic Carlton in the grand final. They kicked 28 goals, 9. We kicked the previous record highest score ever in a grand final and got beaten.
Wow.
Yeah, 22. I don't know what. Yeah. And after the game, Big Nick stupidly said it was the least physical game he's ever played in. And so how many times do you reckon the GR and Tommy and the world told us that? So that was very much in our minds about we've given this up. We shouldn't have it. We should be ashamed of ourselves, because it was a bit more of a shaming game in those days. So we're really in the back of our minds was this ain't going to happen again. And I think, I could sort of see the game, and I was, competitive, but as an individual, I've never had a fight off the field or whatever. So I'm not that nastily aggressive, but I was aggressive as a player because that was the competitive nature of it. And you could get away with a lot. I mean, if you didn't get reported at the second by the umpire, you didn't get reported. Whereas nowadays, if you look nastily at someone 3 weeks later, someone will give you 2 weeks. Kind of thing. Whereas then it just either happened or it didn't. So we sort of got that.
Is the footy that you played very different to the football that's played today? And what are the major differences?
There's a lot of similarities in that what makes you good still makes you good.
Yeah.
But there are a lot
What does make you good?
Being able to see the ball and play and compete well and be good against an opposition and kick it well and all that simple stuff.
What do you think is more important in a player, mental stamina or physical stamina?
Well, if you haven't got the physical stamina, you can't play, but you become a lot better player if you've got the mental stamina. So they certainly go together. But it's a really challenging game now. The players have to make so many decisions, whereas back in my day, did I say 92 or 72? Back in 72... we were almost in trouble if we finessed. No finessing. You almost don't think about it. Just put your head down, compete for the ball, get it, and kick it our way as long as you can.
More instinctual.
But it was almost wrong because it said, don't think about it.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if a player doesn't make one of 6 decisions when he gets the ball, he makes a mistake because can he kick it down the line, or has the other team got an extra number?
Yes.
Should we trade in laterally, or should we go here, or should we? Whereas we didn't have to worry about that sort of stuff at all, which makes it harder for the players to make the right decisions. So it's a lot more difficult, and we certainly run a lot harder. It's a lot tighter game. Like if you looked at the ground way back when I played, you'd have 18 people in their positions, whereas now everyone squeezes up, and which is team footy, and it's sort of hard to beat, but it's certainly a lot harder to watch in some days as well. Whereas nowadays it was a bit more open, but I'm not quite sure what I like better. But if I've often thought, what about we go back and try and play that positional footy and see what happens. I think you'd just get smashed because numbers always win in our games. So,
we get it, Balme. You were a thug and lucky to have a coach. Now listen, we have Nathan.
I was a bit of a thug.
We have Nathan Broad come in here every second week as one of our footy.
He's a lovely guy.
He's a lovely guy. I think it's fair to say Brodie is not exactly sure what you do at the club, right? You're just he walks in and you're just there.
NBs normally stick together. What's he doing?
That's a good point. Yes. What is your official title at the because you're
well, I am now. Club, well, I was the general manager of footy, but I'm now the senior club advisor, which is the best job in the world. All care, no responsibility.
You've got such a presence. I remember the first time I ever saw you. I was at training, and my son is a Tigers fan, and he was lucky enough to go to training and be the water boy.
Yeah.
It's probably about 10 years ago now. And you walked out onto the field.
In slow motion.
There was dozens of people everywhere.
Hair flowing.
But you just had such a presence, and everybody's so reverential around you.
Well, I'm kind of lucky in the way it's all worked out because I've been in footy for 50 odd years, so I've done a lot of things, etc., etc. But I played at Richmond, and because when you read, when you go back to what we did, I did some things that are memorable.
Memorable,
you know what I mean. Well, you know what I mean.
Barmy, how many weeks did you get for those memorable things?
Nothing.
You had no weeks.
I got 2 weeks in '72 because I whacked poor old Dave Mackay.
Was it one for each tooth?
But in the 73, I didn't get reported at all.
Oh my God! Wow.
Seems madness. But what I was getting to was that I went through that, so I was a player. And I've done all the other things in footy, and I by dumb luck, I come back to Richmond as an administrator, so everyone kind of knows me. So you fit in a lot. They said, "Oh yeah, he played, so he's one of us," kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of lucky in a way.
Well, you're not crazy enough to be a coach. You were a coach at Norwood. You won premierships there.
Question.
You got Melbourne to finals. But
Coach Melbourne's funny.
Eventually, you gave that on to probably become an even better football administrator. Well, you're not crazy enough to keep pursuing coaching.
Yeah, I think my nature doesn't suit coaching. Because coaching, you've got to go to the next step. You've got to be a bit mad, don't you? And really challenging of your players, etc. And I was a bit too kind of decent and understanding and accepting, I think, to really drive them to that point. Because, things that happen. Like when I'm at Melbourne, and one of my best players, Toddy Viney, comes to me and says, "I want to go and help this stupid tennis player do some things." And I thought about it, and I think that's not good for me because he's a very influential player. But I'm stupidly thinking, what's good for him? So I thought, no, that's a good idea. That will help you. So go. And I'm thinking, well, why am I making this
stupid tennis player was Mark Philippus at his height.
Yeah, really? so that's I'm not quite mad enough to be the coach at that level. I don't think. That's only, if I look back at it. But I love coaching, I love footy, I love the involvement, I love the relationships with all the players. So I was pretty good at that part of it. But I don't know whether I was, as you said, quite mad enough to push him hard enough.
This is how far it's come, the journey from, I know we've got to go, but from Barmy knocking out Carlton players in grand finals to now, Brownie, it's genuinely considered and universally considered that every club would be better if they had a Barmy.
Absolutely.
You go to Collingwood, you go to Geelong, you go to Richmond, and success follows you because of
nice of
I can think of one club at the moment that's eating their own.
Go to Carlton. Go to Carlton for a couple of years.
I'm not sure Carlton would want me, but Cookie's there now as a CEO. He put up with me, I think.
I want to play you the audio from when we asked our listeners the question, "Where have you seen Barmy?" But before I hit play on it, just one question from me: do footy pundits give you the shits?
Who are you talking about?
What's a footy pundit?
Exactly, what are they?
Do you reckon it's just all hot air and it's a pointless caper?
The pundit bit?
Yeah.
Probably, but... Oh no! Look, we rely so much. We rely so much on promoting the game and all the media around it, and TV and radio and all that sort of stuff. It's easy to be critical, but we also you just know that if you're writing for the paper, you've got to write something that gets someone to buy the paper or listen to the radio or whatever. So you've got to be a little bit accepting of it, but. In my position, I think,
Exactly.
A fair bit. But that's my problem. My problem rather than theirs, probably.
We asked Melbourne.
It depends. Are you guys pundits? That's
Jonathan. Jonathan Brown.
Barmy might know this, but Brownie works for Fox Footy. He doesn't watch any of his shows.
We asked Melbourne, where have you seen Barmy?
The topic is, where have you seen Neil Balme?
Okay. Sharon, where have you seen Neil Balme?
One of the bars in Richmond one afternoon.
Danny from Brighton, where have you seen Barmy?
Saw him at a cafe in Richmond.
Pep in Geelong, where have you seen Neil Balme?
Watching a Xavier game, and I saw this guy, and I said, "Gee, he looks pretty impressive." And my husband-to-be goes, "Oh my God, everyone knows Barmy. That's Neil Balme."
Cass, where have you seen Neil Balme?
I actually met Neil Balme at parent-teacher interviews.
Steve, where have you seen Neil Balme?
A few years ago, killing some time in Richmond, walked past this open house, cruising through the property, and who walks through the door? Neil bloody Balme.
Neil bloody Balme. What was your reaction when you realised there was a phone topic called "Where have you seen Neil Balme?"
what took you so long?
The memoir. Neil Balme, A Tale of Two Men is out now. It's magnificent. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks, Balme.
It is genuinely, I have to say it, I know, but it's genuinely an interesting footy read. So
It's a
I think you'll enjoy it.
beautifully written book as well and very interesting.
Thanks for having me. Fantastic.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
We got some exciting news. CreativeCubes.co is giving one lucky winner a chance to attend their exclusive VIP flash event with Shaquille O'Neal, Swan. Shaq.
And this is only for Shaq fans. If
Yes.
you're a Shaq fan and you can speak about him for 30 seconds without saying I'm all right, you're on your way.
It's time for...
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
No, I'm not.
It's the hardest game we play, Dylan. How are you, brother?
I'm going great, legends. I'm going to be a whole lot better if I can win these tickets.
Yep. Now, no ums, ahs, or slowing down. If you can drive a truck through the gaps, you're out. Do you understand?
Got you, buddy.
Now, your topic is, fittingly, Shaquille O'Neal. You have 30 seconds. No ums, no ahs. Let's go.
Shaquille O'Neal, round one, pick first overall in the 92 draft. Got drafted to the Orlando Magic from 92 to 96. Then he played for the Lakers from 96 to 2004. Then from 2004 to 2008, he went to Miami. From 2008 to 2009, he played for the Phoenix Suns. From 2009 to 2010, he played for the Cavs. And then from 10 to 11 to the end of his career, he was at Boston. He's a four-time NBA championship, a three-time NBA Finals MVP.
You're going!
Well done, man.
Oh, mate.
I don't even care that you're reading his Wikipedia page.
It seems a problem with that, doesn't it? When we know it's a topic.
I'm an NBA fan.
Yeah.
I know my stuff about the diesel.
He wouldn't have. How could he have been ready? He wouldn't have known the topic.
No, he knew that it was Shaq.
He knew
It's
it was Shaq.
no, I'm an
Absolute
Shaq.
stab in the dark.
Come on, don't rain on his parade. You're going to see Shaquille O'Neal.
Thank you, Chrissy. I love you.
Good on you, mate. You've earned that.
you,
That's
guys.
a very difficult competition.
No, it's a flawed game, though.
Tease Mike off.
CreativeCubes.co is giving one lucky, well, that was the winner, but go see Shaq. Google Shaquille O'Neal Melbourne, you could be seeing him.
Look, I don't know about you, but I'm on a balmy high.
Oh, yeah.
My God, what a man. If you missed the interview, there's something special about him. Get it on the podcast. He's magnificent.
I just remembered. Do you remember that whole thing? I almost ran over him on Burwood Road once.
You did too. And he almost ran over me on Prospect Hill Road. So there we go. We've got sort of something similar in common.
What goes around comes around. I think that's what we've learned.
See you tomorrow.
See you guys.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.